All right, welcome aboard, friends. Thanks for joining us once again on The Bright Side, continuing on with our favorite detox peptide protein, the master antioxidant, the mother of all antioxidants, cancer-fighting, immune-boosting glutathione, and ways that you can help your body build this super important molecule. Last time we spoke, we talked about the key glutathione component, the amino acid glycine. Glutathione is a three-part entity. It's a tripeptide. It's made up of three amino acids, three pieces, if you will: glutamine, cysteine, and glycine. Taking these three individual components, taking glutamines, taking cysteine, taking glycine as supplements or taking them in foods, is going to be the first thing to think about when it comes to keeping glutathione levels in the body where they need to be. When it comes to glycine, this amino can be made by the body. It's not considered to be an essential amino acid, but it performs a lot of different functions in the body. It's the smallest molecule, but it is a versatile molecule. It's the smallest amino acid, I should say, but it's a very versatile amino acid. It performs all kinds of functions. It's involved in making collagen. It's involved in making creatine. It's an important part of the liver's detox system. And if you want to have enough glycine left around to make glutathione, you're going to want to think about adding to your body's glycine-making properties by taking some in food or in supplements. One of the best food sources of glycine is our old favorite bone soup. So in addition to coating the digestive tract and providing a source of easy-to-absorb protein and keeping your skin wrinkle-free and improving joint function, these are all benefits that bone soup can provide. In addition to all of these benefits, now you can add building glutathione to the numerous benefits of tasty, nutritious, easy-to-make bone soup. Then there's another bright side favorite, whey protein, which is a great source of glycine. If you can't do whey, soy protein will get you some glycine. Eggs will get you some glycine. Same with pretty much all beef and pork and chicken products. Seafood has got some glycine. Yellowfin tuna is especially high in glycine for you sushi lovers. There's quite a bit in shellfish, particularly in oysters and scallops. Pretty much all high protein foods are going to provide you with a substantial amount of glycine, and if you're eating enough of these high protein types of food, you're probably going to be getting all the glycine you need. Of course, if you want to guarantee that you're getting glycine, there's always the straight supplement route, and glycine capsules are pretty simple to find in a health food store or on the internet. Glycine is completely non-toxic, and you can easily take a couple or 3 grams a day in a supplemental fashion. Keep in mind, there's all kinds of roles that glycine plays in the body, most especially building collagen, building creatine, building glutathione. So if you're taking this stuff to up your glutathione levels, you're going to be getting extra benefits too. We'll be covering all of these benefits to glycine, all the reasons you want to take glycine or use glycine when we go over amino acids, which we will be doing hopefully sometime in the next couple of weeks. Then there is the really neat longevity product that you can use to get your glycine for building glutathione, and that is the Ultimate Enzymes. We've talked about the Ultimate Enzymes as anti-inflammatory. They can help you with your arthritis. They can help with all inflammatory conditions. The Ultimate Enzymes can help prevent blood clots. They can help thin the blood if you've already got a tendency to clot. And, of course, the Ultimate Enzymes can be very helpful for the digestive system, too. But I'll bet you didn't know there is a secret ingredient in the Ultimate Enzymes that can help you build glutathione. Well, it's not really a secret ingredient because it's right there on the ingredient deck, but it's kind of like a secret ingredient because most folks don't know that this stuff has got a dual role. I'm talking about something called betaine HCl, which is so critical for keeping your stomach pH low, for acidifying the stomach. Stomach acid is important for a lot of reasons, especially for enzyme activation, and that's the main reason why the betaine is in the Ultimate Enzymes. The movement of food through the digestive tract is largely directed by changes in the pH level. As the food passes through the digestive tract, it goes from being acid to being alkaline, and as that pH changes, that signals muscular contractions and keeps the food moving through the digestive tract. So pH is very, very important, and betaine HCl plays a key role in helping the stomach maintain its pH. But betaine has got another secret little side identity. And you can tell that betaine has a secret side identity by its more technical name, which is trimethylglycine. That's right, betaine HCl is really nothing more than a souped up version of glycine. So using your ultimate enzymes can help you improve your digestion, your arthritis symptoms, your cardiovascular system, and it can also help supporting glutathione manufacturing, and I call that very, very multifunctional. And by the way, trimethylglycine, or betaine HCl, also has trimethyl attached to it. That means 3 methyls, and that methyl group is super, super important. We'll be talking about methylation sometime in the future, but for now, understand that betaine HCl, or trimethylglycine, is a super multifunctional ingredient, and you're going to get it in the Ultimate Enzymes, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm hitting that product so hard almost every day here on the Bright Side. And there's yet another neat longevity product for you guys who want to upregulate glutathione synthesis by getting more glycine into your system. In fact, this might be one of the best ways to get glycine in supplemental form, and I'll tell you what that is when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side. Our number's 8. Continuing on about glycine, one of my favorite amino acids, the smallest amino acid, one of the most versatile amino acids. Glycine is a building block for creatine. Glycine is a building block for collagen. Glycine is a very important detoxifying amino acid. The liver uses glycine to purify itself through a process called glycination. And of course, glycine is a building block of the body's master antioxidant, cancer fighter, immune supporting molecule, glutathione. For you guys who have digestive issues, glutathione is amazingly important for inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, stomach cancer. The glands of the stomach produce lots of glutathione. So glutathione's got multiple roles to play, and one of the best ways to upregulate to make more glutathione is to take the building blocks, glycine being one of the most important of the 3 building blocks for making glutathione. Your Ultimate Enzymes contain something called trimethylglycine. We know it as betaine. We talk about betaine as an important ingredient for acidification, for keeping the pH of the stomach nice and low. But betaine can also help you make glutathione. And there's another neat longevity product that can help you make glutathione, and this might be one of the best ways to get glycine in a supplemental form, and that is the glucogel caps. The gelatin in the glucogel caps is almost 25% glycine, and if you've been listening to this program for any length of time, you know that I love using supplements that are multifunctional. The glucogel caps are designed to help folks who are dealing with arthritis and cartilage breakdown. But as it turns out, there are other benefits that you can get as well. For example, the glucogel caps are a great way to help support your digestive system. Using the glucogel caps with meals can help spread digestive juices around foods as they churn through the stomach. This can be really important if you're not making a lot of digestive juices. Also, using your glucogel caps with meals can help improve the amino acid levels in your body, in essence, acting as a spare source for these valuable, important building blocks. The glycine in the glucogel caps acts as a spare source of nitrogen, keeping the body from breaking down its own protein to obtain this super important element, nitrogen. Food scientists call this effect protein sparing. And it is one of the most important benefits of using gelatin-containing products like the glucogel caps. And, of course, the glycine in the glucogel caps provides an important building block for helping your body make glutathione. The second component in the triple amino acid, the tripeptide glutathione, is glutamine, and using this amino acid, glutamine, like glycine, can provide you with all kinds of benefits. Glutamine is the most abundant amino acid in the body, and like glycine, it's not considered essential because the body can make it, but like glycine, it is considered to be conditionally essential, meaning it's probably not a bad idea to make sure you're getting some glycine in your diet. It's important stuff. And it's especially important for athletes and for bodybuilders. And one of the main principles of the Bright Side philosophy is the idea that if something is important for an athlete or it's important for a bodybuilder, it's probably going to be important for us regular folks too. In many ways, life is an athletic event. And if you're healing from an injury, if you're repairing from an injury, if your body is breaking down, something that a bodybuilder is doing is going to be relevant to you as well. In many ways, what we do on a regular basis is like an athletic event, and the same performance-enhancing benefits that glutamine can provide for athletes and bodybuilders, things like endurance and strength and repair and growth and stamina, these can all be beneficial for regular folks like us. By the way, just in case you were thinking about gluten intolerance, there is a big difference between gluten and glutamine, even though they sound similar. Gluten is a complex protein. It's found in grains. Gluten can cause much digestive distress, in part due to its complexity and in part due to its stimulation of enzymes and immune activity in the body. Glutamine is not gluten. Glutamine is also not glutamic acid or MSG. Glutamine is not an excitotoxin, even though all these nomenclatures, all these names are unfortunately very similar. The prefix GLU, glue, is common to a lot of different molecules in the body. It technically means some kind of sugar-like molecule, and it's very easy to get confused. Glutamine is a critically important amino acid that's found throughout the body. It's the body's most abundant amino acid. It is so functional, it is so vital that large amounts of it are made throughout the body, and we'll be specifically talking about glutamine when we talk about the aminos. But a couple of things I want to point out about this really stupendously important amino acid, arguably the most important amino acid in the body. Just the fact that there's so much of it around is a clue to its overall relevance for biology, but no system in the body is more dependent on glutamine than the intestines. One of the most important standout features of glutamine is the fact that this stuff is so functional for intestinal wellness. It's almost like a cure for leaky gut syndrome. I say almost because there's so many factors that can cause leaky gut, but glutamine sure can play a key role in helping you deal with leaky gut syndrome, or as some people call it, intestinal permeability syndrome. Leaky gut syndrome is caused by defects in the cells that line the digestive tract, so-called enterocytes, which is a fancy way of saying intestinal cells. Entero is Latin for intestine, and cyte is Latin for cell, hence enterocytes, meaning intestinal cells. In any case, intestinal cells or enterocytes are largely dependent on glutamine for fuel, and upping your intake of this stuff is a great way to provide a fuel source for these super, super important cells that line the digestive tract. When intestinal cells, enterocytes, are running on low energy, they can break down, and when they break down, little openings can form in the intestine, and this will allow microscopic particles of food to get into the blood. Literally, little pieces of hamburger, little pieces of sandwich, little pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken or whatever we're eating can actually get into the blood, and this can initiate all kinds of problems, most especially immune responses in the blood, as the body tries to defend itself from these foreign interlopers that have gotten into the blood system. All autoimmune disease, including arthritis and MS and thyroiditis, among others, are possible from this point forward, as are blood clots and strokes and cardiovascular disease. Any intestinal issues should be considered reasons to supplement with glutamine. All right, we're going to take a break and come back. Got lots more to tell you about glutamine and glutathione. Take your phone calls too. 866-582-9933 is our number. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to The Bright Side. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about glutathione building, taking the components of glutathione, glycine, glutamine. Lots to talk about with glutamine. Glutamine is the body's most abundant amino acid, and for good reason. It's important for muscle building. It's a bodybuilder's and an athlete's favorite amino acid. Glutamine is super important for muscle repair. It's important for the digestive tract. And of course, glutamine is involved in helping build glutathione. You can get glutamine supplementally. It's pretty easy to find. Lots to tell you about glutamine, as a matter of fact. Glutamine is found in most high-protein foods. There's some neat vegetables that contain glutamine. And then there's the third amino acid that's involved with making glutathione, and that's one of my favorite amino acids, at least in terms of supplementals, in terms of taking as a supplement, you've heard me talk about N-acetylcysteine a lot. And that's because N-acetylcysteine is the only medicinal drug amino acid. It's actually a prescription drug. And I'll tell you a couple of neat things about NAC. You can use NAC for helping clear out mucus. You can use NAC for acne as well. And if you're using the most common acne drug, the most common topical acne drug, there's something really cool about NAC that you're going to want to know about, and I'll tell you what that is on our next program when we continue talking about glutamine and glutathione and building blocks for glutathione and NAC as we continue with Chapter 1 in our Handbook of Good Nutrition, protein and the peptides. We'll do all that on our next Bright Side program. Got lots of folks on the line that want to talk to us, and we do have a couple lines open too at 866-582-9933. So what do you say we take our first phone call of the day? Teresa in California. What's up?
Hi, Ben.
Hey, Teresa.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. What's going on?
Okay, great. Yeah, I wanted to thank you, first of all, so much for helping me. I had called you about a month ago. I was having a lot of hemorrhaging problems and had fibroids, and I started taking a lot of the longevity products, and I got off the hormones that they were giving me, and the bleeding has stopped nice. About a month ago. So I'm really thankful. I'm feeling a lot better, and so we're just taking it one day at a time. But I'm calling actually for a friend of mine. She has alkaline phosphatase problems.
Now, you said liver problems. I'm not sure what you mean. Right. Does she have liver problems? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah. I guess her alkaline phosphatase levels are high. Okay. They told her it should be 125 to 122. Okay. And it's 174. And then her GGT, they told her it should be 5 to 55, and her 96. And that was after abstaining from alcohol for 6 weeks.
Okay, well, here's the deal. Alkaline phosphatase is a liver enzyme, and you'll see it. It's pretty. You'll pretty much see it on most what they call liver panels. They take your blood and they check to see where your liver enzymes are. When your liver enzymes are high, that's an indicator that liver cells are dying and releasing their enzymes into the blood. That's why they check your liver enzymes to see if the liver cells are dying and releasing the enzymes. The enzymes will be high in the blood, and her alkaline phosphatase is one of those liver enzymes. Did I explain that well? The liver enzymes are elevated liver enzymes are a sign that liver cells are dying. Basically, here's a problem with these measurements: is by the time your liver cells are dying, you're already really sick. You don't want to wait till your liver cells are dying before you start taking care of your liver. That having been said, elevated alkaline phosphatase and elevated liver enzymes in general is a sign that the liver is breaking down. It's becoming toxic, or it's already pretty toxic, and cells in the liver are dying. So you want to start working on the whole liver thing, and the liver is a key part of the digestive system. So we come back to our triangle of disease. Now, you said she was drinking alcohol. Was she an alcoholic?
No, she's been abstaining. Well, she just told me that she hasn't been drinking anything for the last 6 weeks. The doctor.
But she has a history. She has a history.
No, I don't know how much she normally. No, actually, she told me she has a couple glasses of wine, Chablis a night, and so. Okay.
She's not an alcoholic per se. She's not drinking a pint a day or kind of thing. Okay. No, well, in any case, she's got a liver problem. Whether she's drinking alcohol or doing whatever she's doing, she's got a liver problem. By the way, as I've been saying the last couple of months here on the program, today we got a problem, last couple of years actually. These days, there's a health crisis called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So you don't have to be an alcoholic to have liver poisoning or liver toxicity. We're all dealing with it because of how we eat and how we drink and the air we breathe. And even if you're taking care of yourself, you can still have problems with liver toxicity. So anybody dealing with liver issues, this is a serious problem. This is nothing to toy around with. once the liver breaks down, anything's possible, including, God forbid, cancer and heart disease and all the biggies. So this is serious business. First thing, she's wise to stop drinking the alcohol, and she'd probably be wise to stop taking any medication unless she absolutely has to, and that includes Tylenol and aspirin. By the way, anything that puts a stress on the liver is not going to be in her interest. The second thing she could do, or she has to do, is avoid digestive triggers. The liver is processing stuff that's coming in through the digestive system, and if there's one reason why the liver gets toxic, it's because of the stuff we're eating. So focus on the digestive system first. That's the most important. If she does nothing else but focus on the digestive system, she can go a long way towards improving her liver issues. That means doing a food diary. That means keeping track of any foods that cause digestive triggers and eliminating them. And then that also means using nutritional supplements for the digestive tract. Now, I talked about glutamine earlier in the program, and glutamine not only is important for the digestive tract, but it's also important for the liver specifically. So using glutamine is very important. In fact, using all the aminos that help build glutathione can be helpful. That is glutamine, N-acetylcysteine, and glycine. Take about 2 grams of glycine a day, 5 grams of glutamine a day, glutamine powder. You can use a teaspoon to measure it. A teaspoon's about 5 grams. And then NAC, N-acetylcysteine. Some people call it NAC, and you can get that at the health food store for around 500. Take around 500 milligrams a day. You can get it at the health food store for around $10 or so, $10 or $15 for 100 capsules. It's pretty cheap stuff. So about 500 milligrams a day of NAC, 5 grams a day of glutamine, and a couple of grams a day of glycine. That will help her build glutathione. She can also use glutathione-containing foods. Of course, whey protein is going to be her best friend. And then there's the good digestive foods, foods that support the digestive system. Fermented foods are wonderful. Borscht, kefir, miso, tempeh, sauerkraut. These will all help the digestive system. Hopefully she knows and recognizes that she has digestive issues, and that makes it easier to treat them. If you know you got digestive problems, it makes it much easier to treat them because you can see where you're getting better, where you're improving, and where you're getting worse. Probiotics can be very helpful. Use 80 billion units a day and multiple strains of bacteria. Good old vitamin C is super important for the liver. I'd be taking a couple of grams at least a day. You can take up to 10 grams a day. Use the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. It's a great way to get nutrition, liquid nutrition, so her body doesn't have to do any excess processing. And if she's got any digestive problems, that's going to be to her advantage. Bone soup is wonderful. Liquid protein coats the digestive system. Also, there's nutrients in the bone soup for the liver. And then also, liver not only is important for helping process foods, it's not only important for the digestive system, but the liver is your main sugar organ next to the pancreas. So stabilizing the blood sugar is also going to be very important. Hang tight, and I'll tell you some strategies for doing that. And then we do have a couple lines open for you. If you're on hold, hang tight. We'll try to get to all our calls today. And I have a couple lines open at 866-582-9933. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back with more good health information right after this. Welcome back to The Bright Side. 866-582-9933 is our number. We're talking to Teresa in California. Teresa, you there, ma'am? Mm-hmm. Okay, so continuing on with the liver. Glutamine, building glutathione, strategy number 1. Eliminating digestive triggers, strategy number 2. Or vice versa. Actually, I'd be watching the digestive triggers first. Using glutathione and glutathione builders, using probiotics, using fermented foods, making sure you're getting enough vitamin C. Then you want to stabilize blood sugar too. Chromium and vanadium are your 2 superstar minerals for stabilizing blood sugar. That's the Sweeties product from Youngevity, another real good Youngevity product, not just for diabetics people, not just for people who are worried about prediabetes or diabetes, but all of us could use a little bit of blood sugar support, and especially if you're dealing with liver issues. All the B complex is important for the liver. In fact, the B complex is specifically important for the liver. You'll get the B complex in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and I'd be using the BTT at a double dose. if I was your friend. You'll get the B complex. You'll get vitamin C in there. Selenium, very important for the liver, and vitamin E is very important for the liver. And selenium and vitamin E go together. When you're taking vitamin E, you want to make sure you're taking selenium. When you're taking selenium, you want to make sure you're taking vitamin E. In fact, vitamin E, selenium, and vitamin C all work together. So take around 5 to 10 grams of vitamin C a day, and then around 200 to 400 mcg, micrograms of selenium a day, and you'll find that in the OPC selenium product from Youngevity, if you so desire, Youngevity products. And then vitamin E is also important for the liver. 400 international units a day is a good place to be. Look for mixed tocopherols and mixed tocotrienols. Those are the best. That's the best way to get your vitamin E. The cheapo form, not the cheapo form, but the standard form of vitamin E is alpha tocopherol. I like the mixed tocopherols because you get a broader spectrum of activity, and the tocotrienols are even better. Those are really powerful antioxidants, and together the tocopherols and tocotrienols make a nice blend. So look for mixed tocopherols and mixed tocotrienols to go with your selenium and vitamin C. Alpha lipoic acid is a real neat nutrient that we don't talk a lot about, and that works together with vitamin E and selenium and vitamin C. Around 200 to 400 milligrams of alpha lipoic acid would be good. Don't forget about zinc. Zinc is important for everything, but it's especially important for the liver. 50 milligrams of zinc is where you want to be. 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate. There's some foods that are good, or herbs too, that are good for the liver. Milk thistle's got a reputation for being really nice for helping with liver cell regeneration. There's something called Jerusalem artichoke, which can help improve the flow of bile through the liver and help break down fats in the liver. Beets can be good. Broccoli is also good. Anything that's got vitamin C, any food sources of vitamin C, peppers and kiwi are good sources of vitamin C. And onions and garlic are real good. They're sources of selenium and sulfur, both of which are important for the liver. So lots of things you could do. Most important is watch out for digestive triggers, work with the digestive system, lots of nutrients that are specific for the liver, and then make sure that your friend is keeping her blood sugar stable. That would help. And stay off of medications if you can. Stay off of even Tylenol and aspirin, and certainly stay away from alcohol, which obviously can put a stress on the liver. And thank you so much for your call. I appreciate it, and thank you for your kind words. And if I didn't say N-acetylcysteine, I know I said it, but if I didn't really reinforce that, that's also very important for liver health, around 400 to 500 milligrams of NAC. Thanks for calling, Teresa. Moving on, let's take our next phone call here. Who do we got? Timothy in Texas. What's up, Timothy?
Hey, good morning from Texas, Ben. I appreciate you and your program.
Thank you.
About 4 months ago, I was able to get my wife off of the pharmaceuticals for depression and such by using lithium orotate, and I think it was omega-3 or one of those items. But in addition to, being on that, they also gave her a sleep aid. Well,
okay.
I've got her not taking the sleep aid that they prescribed, but she's using the stuff from, a regular store that you can get. We tried melatonin then, but she started to really feel crappy the following day, like maybe it was too much melatonin.
How much was she on?
Oh, Ben, I can't tell you. She was taking like two standard pills of it or what have you.
Okay.
And she cut it back to one, but she still felt drowsy and groggy the following day. What else can I?
Oh, there's
what
tons.
Else can I do?
There's tons. First of all, I'd suggest backing down on the melatonin to a place where she doesn't feel groggy. Melatonin is really neat because not only does it help you fall asleep, but it also helps the brain, and it acts as an antioxidant and an anti-aging supplement. And we're going to be talking about melatonin probably sometime next week because it's a very important peptide, maybe the brain's most important peptide. So you're going to want to tune into that. But I'm a big believer in using melatonin for a lot of reasons, aside from the fact that it can help you fall asleep and it can give you some really great dreams. It's involved with the production of serotonin, which is the brain's most important happy hormone.
Right.
So it's got some neat antidepressant properties. So I would encourage her to try that. Try to see if she can take some melatonin, whatever she can take, even if it's only 1 milligram. By the way, the standard dose of melatonin is 3 milligrams. Personally, I take 9 milligrams every night. If she can take even 1 milligram or a half milligram, not only will that be good for helping her fall asleep, but it can also help her with her depression issues. Here's something neat about serotonin. Deficiencies in serotonin have been associated with mood disorders like depression. Serotonin serotonin is partially manufactured in response to sunlight. So keeping your eyes in the sun periodically, like looking right in the sun periodically, can help you make serotonin. And don't wear sunglasses if you don't absolutely need them. Because if you're wearing sunglasses, you're going to be blocking the production of serotonin. Now, I'm not telling you to burn your eyes or stare right into the sun until you hurt yourself, but making sure that you're getting a little sunlight going through your eyes into your brain is a very important way to help make serotonin, and also to help make melatonin, by the way, because serotonin and melatonin support each other. So that can also actually help you fall asleep. So that's one thing you can do. Secondly, use magnesium before you go to bed. If you're not supplementing with magnesium, chances are that you're running deficient in magnesium, and your calcium to magnesium balance can be off. And that can cause problems with sleep. So is she taking magnesium?
No.
By the way, get her on magnesium. Don't waste any time. Get on the OsteoFX. You might notice results within one night. I'd be doing around 1,000 milligrams of magnesium before you go to bed, and then maybe another 1,000 milligrams sometime during the day. You want around 2,000 or 3,000 milligrams of magnesium a day, and divided doses with 1,000 milligrams before you go to bed is a great place to be. There's something called 5-HTP, which is a precursor to a super important amino acid, tryptophan, and that also is involved in the production of serotonin and melatonin, for that matter. 5-HTP has some wonderful relaxing effects. Again, take 5-HTP before you go to bed, and that can help you fall asleep. 100 to 200 milligrams of 5-HTP. See where she needs to be. It's non-toxic. About the worst thing that will happen is you might get a little groggy when you wake up, but find a good place to be. Around 100 to 200 milligrams a night is a good start. There's a supplement called GABA, G-A-B-A, and that also can help you relax and fall asleep. Maybe 100 to 200 up to 500 milligrams before you go to bed of GABA, GABA. There's something called inositol. Inositol is a B vitamin-like substance, and that can also help you fall asleep. 100 to 200, maybe 300 milligrams of inositol a day. That's a nice little relaxing supplement. Another relaxing supplement is something called theanine. And that's spelled T-H-E-N-I-N-E. Theanine. Theanine is one of the ingredients in green tea, interestingly enough, and decaffeinated green tea is one of the best beverages you could ever drink. You know, next to water, more people drink green tea than any other beverage in the world, and green tea's got some neat antioxidant benefits as well. But the theanine in green tea can help you fall asleep. You may not want to do a green tea before you go to bed, because even if it's decaf, there'll be a little bit of caffeine in there, but you can certainly buy theanine supplements. So lots of things you could do if you're having problems falling asleep. Magnesium, inositol, stay on that lithium orotate, use 5-HTP. So many ways that you can help, so many nutritional supplements that you can use to help relax you. So many nutritional supplements you could use for everything. Folks, if you are on a medication, please think long and hard about using nutritional supplements to wean yourself off of the meds. Chances are you may not even need any medications once you start to make some changes in how you're handling nutrition via supplementation and via foods. Thanks so much, Timothy, for your call. Appreciate it very much. And tell your wife to keep up the good work. That's really good news that she's off of her antidepressant meds, and now let's get her off of her sleeping meds as well. All right, that's all we got time for today. Thank you so much, folks. Appreciate all our callers and all our listeners and all our letter writers. If you want to learn more about the longevity products, get to my website, brightsideben.com. You can check out the shopping cart with all the longevity products. Make sure you take a peek at the Beyond Tangy Tangerine multivitamin mineral complex powder. It's around $50 a canister. If you're dealing with a health challenge, people, what are you waiting for? Just try the stuff. It's going to cost you $50, and for most people, you'll notice results within 1 or 2 doses. All right, that's all we got time for today. If you want to join me in my mission to help educate the world about nutritional supplementation, if you want to make some money selling longevity products, or if you just want to get your products wholesale, click on the Join Now link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com. Stay tuned for Alex Jones next on most of these stations. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You've been listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll talk to you all later, folks.